All right, guys, this is Spare Change, Stacking Pennies edition of Bristol, the last great Coliseum for the Bristol Night Race. It is on the short list of what we consider crown jewels, because if you win, you get the big old school looking trophy, but you also get the sword.
You have a sword?
I do not have a sword.
I have 2 swords.
I've won once in the old Pro Challenge series at Bristol. We've ran well there. Had a really good car last year. Pushed the issue. I think we ran second in stage 1, and was trying to come up through the field and spun out like a dummy.
I've had some of the best times at Bristol and some of the biggest heartaches.
Which makes it so much more exciting when you run good.
Oh, dude, that's how this place is. Rarely do you go there and just have a day. It's either good or bad. Like, It's not Bristol, especially Bristol Night Race, is not a place where you just, Bristol.
No.
We wanted it to be this week because, it's even what Blaney said yesterday in the truck. I'm like, let's go win the damn Bristol Night Race. He's like, well, we're in a good point spot. I'm like, let's go win the damn race.
You got to go in there loaded for bear.
That's right.
You don't go in there loaded for deer.
Yep.
Load for bear. Because I feel like...
Is that what that saying means?
You gotta be loaded for bear.
I've heard that saying my whole life, and that's the first time that I've ever thought of it being...
What in your mind, what did you think that it was?
Just a saying.
Well, you're from New Jersey. There's not very many bear up there.
There's a lot of black bear in New Jersey.
Well, apparently you've never been loaded for it.
Nope.
When you load for bear, you load the big guns.
Okay.
Not the little guns. You bring a 45 with you. You leave the 9 at home. You loaded for bear.
All right. That's good to know.
I'm glad that you're 37 years old and just found out today that that's what that means. But I appreciate now
Higgy and Sean just figured that out too. Jeff didn't know, so don't. Yep.
Wow. Here I am. Class is in session, ladies and gentlemen. But I digress. I was thinking about this as you were saying that keeping a good day going at Bristol, you have to actively work for it, right? You have to keep yourself in it. You have to have good restarts. Your long run speed has to be good. You have to stay on the lead lap. But when you have a bad day or a bad run or a bad pit stop at Bristol, it snowballs faster there than a lot of other places you go to.
Seems like the choose is more important here than any other track we go because one lane usually dominates more than another. So which makes pit road even more. You either can gain, like, I don't know. It just makes it so much more important, right? Is the word I'm looking for, because if you lose a spot, you might lose a row, right? You don't just lose a spot, or you don't lose 2 spots. You can end up, if you need to be on the top, you can end up 3 rows back.
Yeah.
Then somebody that.
And you go
some box runs up next to you that hasn't been there and cleans everybody out. So you got to actively just it is.
There's also not very many anymore because there are 32 guys that at any given time if there's equal tires could run in the top 10.
Correct.
So keeping track position is going to be key, and it's loud. It's hard to communicate at Bristol. Just like Luke Lambert said it well this week, just the inevitable panic that sets in, whether it's practice, whether it's in the race, right? Like panic is always in the background.
Always.
Hose not getting pulled the right way. Bad restart. Getting stuck in the fence. Damage repair. Can't talk. Loud. Just very much noisy, which is what people love going to Bristol because it's such a challenge to overcome.
It's like your human instinct is always in fight or flight.
Bro, your adrenals are pumping.
That's it. So
from the time you walk down, you walk under the grandstands, the last great Coliseum, and you walk in and it all opens up. Got that big ass monitor hanging in the middle of the sky, which is just the 8th Colossus, the 8th wonder of the world. And then you just look at it. The concrete spectacle of doom. And it's what gets the blood pumping.
What's your entrance music this week?
I thought long and hard about this. I've had the Days of Thunder. Give me some 11 from the Spencer Davis Band. That was last couple years ago. Last year was Pardon Me. There's a little bit in there. T.I. has a solo. It's like, getting my bag, stacking my pennies. I love that little bit because you only get like 10, 12 seconds. But from the fans' point of view, you can't really hear words. You just kind of get the beat, and you got something that's fairly recognizable right off the bat. So something that the kids have been big on in the car. Jensen always wants to listen to Thunder from Planes, like in the movie Planes. Thunderstruck is one of the movies. So we listen to Thunderstruck from AC/DC every time we're in the car, and all the kids are fist pumping. Thunder, and like Jensen's just in the back doing this. So it's gonna be Thunderstruck this week.
Heck yeah.
Thunder Valley.
Thunderstruck.
Ties it in.
Yeah.
Playing chess.
That's
what would be your walkout song?
I use the same one all the time. I have to use them for indoors. I use the Still Dre. Right? Isn't that what it is, Sean?
Yeah, the little
Sean's
keyboard.
probably sick of it. Yes. But like it's gotten to the point now with the indoor stuff. My small crowd that goes indoor racing knows who's coming out when it plays, and that's
the whole intent.
That's it. So that's what I use. And there's a lot of different.
I think last year Goldberg did the driver intros for the playoff guys. Badass, by the way. Guy's massive. His traps are just looks like he has.
Who's doing it this year?
I don't know. They had Bruce Buffer a couple years ago. That was badass. I think the drivers are going to do it themselves, though. Well, the drivers outside the playoffs are doing it themselves. I don't know who's doing it.
The kids are doing the national anthem. They always do. Bristol Night Race, the MRO kids. So we're going up as a family, getting a mountain house for a couple days.
Thanks for the invite. Appreciate that.
You got that $1 million bus out back.
It's $500,000 bus.
You're going to stay in that thing. I'll stay in my bus.
I would have liked the offer because I would have said, let me think about it. Nah.
It's fine.
Well, what also Bristol...
Higgy's got some stuff keyed up here.
Yeah,
2002.
Bristol also has offered us some of the most memorable finishes and moments in NASCAR history. First up...
This is 2002.
2002.
Oh, is that Elliott Sadler in the 21? He wrecks. Everybody's mad at each other, Higgy said. There's a lot of throwing and finger pointing. Elliott Sadler not happy.
I miss seeing Elliott Sadler. Use your head. Yeah. Oh, is that Brian Vickers? That's a young Elliott Sadler there, too. Dang it. Mad. Ow.
Oh, that hurt.
What'd that ambulance do to your hand, buddy? Dude, look at how badass that is. Cars move. Oh, boy. Who is that? Is that Casey Atwood? Or who is that?
Mayfield or Casey Atwood? Hillbros 23.
I mean, just shipped them.
See ya. Crunch. I don't know, dude. That's peak. Oh, there he is.
Cole Hutt giving him, hey, round of applause. BJ McLeod's going to buy my farm here in a couple of years. Lap cars on the bottom. Whoa. Oh, no.
Jimmy spun his tires. Robbie Gordon said, we're going. I need that. Lucky dog.
Dang. We haven't seen a good walkout to the track in a little while. I don't know if you.
I got to walk out to the track.
But I feel like at Bristol it should be okay.
Oh, he flipped him off. You can't even see him.
The mayor. It's Robbie Gordon at 31. Told me he was number one. A couple California fellas.
Oh, here we go.
Junebug. Oh, this is one of the ones you guys know and love.
I'd have shot something through the window net if I could have.
If I had me a BB gun or an AK-47, I'd have shot something through the window instead of my booties. Here it is. He was really close, too. He even took his hand off the wheel with those no fear gloves back in the day. Those Sparkos.
What?
Whoa, watch my hand. Look how old those cars look, too.
No, but you know what, dude? The bumpers didn't line up. That's peak NASCAR. That's it. It don't get no better.
Yeah, wedge noses, high bumpers.
Yeah,
nose
spin each
down,
other
ass
out
up like a hound dog.
I saw a thing this weekend. Ty Gibbs was like, "You're not going to fix these cars unless they have 1,000 horsepower. That's why the Xfinity car race is so much better." I'm like,
they don't.
They don't think the horsepower argument works with the Xfinity car.
No,
but that's a different point. It's because you can manipulate the air in front of you.
Yes.
Moving on, we got another helmet throw. I was part of this team. Tony Stewart. This was one of our worst tracks. We were having a good run. I think he was leading. We stayed out.
Oh, big slide job.
Tony was the king of.
Kansas tried to do it. Not clear. Still out there. Oh.
Yeah, Tony was the king of being kind of making something out of nothing when you weren't running real good. We were kind of struggling this year after we won the championship. We were struggling.
Battle of the motor oils. Mobile 1 versus Valvoline.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Both of them.
That's back when the top was dominant. You get pinned on the bottom. The 17 tries to kind of come up, take the grip, and then Tony does the. I'm gonna get the crowd going here.
He definitely got him going.
What's that Harvick said?
Probably the best helmet throw of all time, actually.
There's
been some good ones.
2 hands on the helmet.
And it center punched the emblem, too.
He did, and then he gave him the, let's go.
Pow. I wonder where that helmet's at. Is it in the Hall of Fame? Should
I
be.
think that, who was the head official back then? Not Darby. I think that they took it. Sacco? Would it be Sacco? I think
Maybe.
one of them
He's still
had
around.
it. I think they had it. I don't know if he got it back, but I think one of them had it.
I would love to know where that helmet's
And they
at.
said, we're not getting that back. Boink.
Great.
I worked
Great.
for Tony, like I said back then, and I would take care of the car and some of the stuff. And the helmets, whenever they would show up, man, they were always sick. He always had sick helmets.
He had sick helmets.
I tried to get him to do it because I raced the Rumble with him, and I tried to shot my shot. I'm like, you want to swap helmets? He's like, I don't have any left. I've swapped them all. I said, yeah, that's what I'd say to somebody that I didn't want their helmet either. What's the next one? What's the next clip you got? I lost my sheet. I dropped it.
Where's the Intimidator clips? Higgy, here they are. 1995. Everybody's seen it and everybody loves it.
Nose is already killed on that thing.
Well, what'd you expect? Just a little taparoo.
This is the one that the 5-car won?
Yep. Coming to the checkered. Turns Terry. Coming off 4. That was the old Tang slapper. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Driving that thing.
He
Terry
is. For all it was worth.
Is that the old spam car, Lake Speed on the bottom? Why are you running into me? Just crush panels flying out of that thing.
Oh.
Maybe Dale just didn't like Pop-Tarts very much.
Yeah, maybe not.
Is that Jeff Burton in the 31? Or who's in the 31? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Dude,
because
that's so sick.
It's so sick, dude.
So that's 95. So you fast forward, what, 4
Dale
years?
said he got me this last time, even though I wrecked him. He ain't going to get me this time. Terry rolls underneath him, 3 to go. Gives him a Nerf bar. Probably not the fella that you want to give a Nerf bar to, because here he comes back. 2 to go. Just trying to rattle his cage. The 5 cars wrecked very similarly, but yet
Jimmy
the
Spencer.
result was not the same. Whoa, 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 Jimmy. Yellow's out.
Peace, says the crowd. It seems mixed.
Does seem mixed. Mixed
Booze
cheers and booze.
Booze are getting a little bit heavier.
Terry got into me in the middle of 3 and 4, and I was going to get back to him and just rattle him. I wasn't going to wreck him, but I got to him and he turned him around. So didn't mean to really turn around, meant to rattle his cage over.
Well, iconic. That's a classic saying.
For sure.
People still use it. He rattled the cage enough where they put a front clip on that thing. Probably a rear clip and a center section. So
The cage was rattled.
Yes.
Yeah. The question from Higgy was, would that win stand now in the landscape of what is etiquette now, or what is really has been drawn a line by NASCAR off of Austin Dillon's Richmond ruin? Yeah.
I don't know. The Austin Dillon thing is so different. The fact that he drove in there, they were racing. The fact that Austin drove in there from so far back and then right hooked the 11.
The right hook in the 11.
The right hook from the 11 is what the problem was. Everybody misses the point.
Yeah. That was when you were towing the line with a pinky toe across it with the 22 that everybody would probably not really agree with, but it was still in bounds of what the game has been called previously. Right rear hooking is out of bounds.
Yes. That's what everybody wants to talk about, the 22 thing, and just forget what the penalty is from what he did to the 11.
Yep.
Like, you get one.
Yeah.
You don't get two.
Not in the span of 50 yards.
No. So
especially not a right rear hook.
Yes. Like, I don't understand why everybody's convoluted this so much. And NASCAR,
I think if you took out the 22 incident and just had the incident off of turn 4 where he right rear hooks the 11, the outcome and the penalty is the exact same.
Well, he didn't, but you don't get there without, unless he gets way loose, and then yeah.
We've talked about this.
We should have Jordan Bianca in here, and we can argue that with him. He has pretty firm stances on the other side of that.
Yes, he does. Which that's why everybody loves watching, because everyone's going to have their own opinion.
Bristol this weekend, as far as the pit road side, can be the most fun you've had, or it could be your worst enemy. It could be best friend or worst enemy. You're going to find out on Friday after qualifying when you make your pit stall selections. Not a lot of openings here.
Yep.
And even one of them, which is pit stall 40 or 43 or whatever it is, the last one is one of the most challenging pit boxes in all of racing, because everybody's right on top of you. Car gets to you really fast. You can't really see it coming. It's like if you're on fight or flight, it's even worse down there.
Mm-hmm.
See a lot of mistakes. And then, you could be on the back stretch, you could be on the front stretch. There's not a lot of, like I said, not a lot of breaks on pit wall. The pit boxes are narrow, so you're on top of each other. And you're going to know if you're in for a blue-collar day, or if you're going to have an opening out, or if you have, a car that'll be a lap down in front of you to help you have an opening. So we will see, man. There's going to be a lot to unpack after this race on Saturday night.
And you guys are going to want to watch it, because it is live Saturday night, 7:30 on USA.
You talked about PJ1 and resin. What's the difference? Just give me a quick synopsis.
PJ1 is a traction adhesive such as they use on drag strips, and it is a substantial amount more grip, which will lock the cars down. We tried all this at the tire test. They sprayed PJ1 in the afternoon, and it got the track locked down, and it had all the marbles up in lane 2 to where you couldn't even start working it in, because you'd just be in a dirty racetrack.
I like that.
You do like that. Like what we saw. Well, that'd be old school Bristol, like we just watched.
Isn't that what everybody says?
People don't know what they want, because a lot of it's situational on who runs good and who doesn't run good. Because if your guy doesn't run good, and it doesn't matter if the track's wide 4 lanes or if it's locked down at the bottom, if you're a Denny Hamlin guy and he wins and the track is locked down, no quote-unquote passing, then you think the race was great. If you're a Denny Hamlin fan and the track's wide and he runs 12th, you think the track sucks.
Yeah.
So it's really opinionated on if your guy runs good or not. I got a good feeling. I don't get good feelings very often, but I think I got a good feeling this
What's
week.
resin do?
Okay, to finish answering your question, my understanding of resin is that when they spray it, it makes the surface less porous.
Builds rubber quicker.
It builds rubber quicker. Doesn't necessarily add any traction. And I believe it's going to, once it takes rubber, it will add grip and make it preferred for a small time when it's green, because naturally your tires are going to pick up the rubber from the resin under cautions. It'll be good for a couple laps, then it gets rubbered up, then it's going to force you to start looking for some gray lane 2, lane 3, and then it's going to start getting guys running that top and getting it burned in. That's when it becomes equal to, and then the top towards the end of the race, as we all see with Bristol races, the top becomes dominant at the end. That's what we're going to see. But tire degradation and how the marbles affect the lanes and the timing of all that will be to be determined, and you're going to learn it as soon as we do, 7:30 on USA or on SiriusXM Channel 90 or on the NASCAR app. You can ride along with me as well in the 7. Who knows what's going to turn up out of the windshield? That's why you got to tune in. 8 races to go, I believe. We're getting down to it, guys. You feel the pressure coming up, so good luck to that 12 team.
Hey, thanks. Good luck to the 7.
And you guys aren't going to want to miss the Bristol Night Race, because it always delivers. Have a great week. Keep stacking pennies, guys. Goodbye.